Hello everyone and welcome to Metagame Mastery. Today I am doing an unboxing for Duel Decks, Elves versus Inventors, Magic the Gathering product. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to actively incorporate the pieces from these dual decks into existing EDH decks that I already have, just to show the type of value and playables are included in this product. If you enjoy our content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Big time! Go time! Let's go! Okay, so let's do this. Keep this on camera. Okay. So, interesting that the spin down die don't necessarily match the colors of the decks. See, we have a black spin down die. Green is obviously appropriate, right? That's perfect. But a black spin down die for Elves, for the Inventors? That seems weird. What do we have here? We've got the deck boxes with their spiffy alternate art. I will never use these, but I mean they're fine for like if you've just got casual stuff on the shelves at home, I guess. I will never use these. Look sweet though. They always look good. We've got a quick reference guide. These come in everything. They're not. Just the ultra basics of Magic the Gathering. It's got your parts of turn, which I'm sure people have to memorize when they first get started. I don't know. It's been about 20 years for me. So, and casting spells, what the mana symbols mean. Yada yada blah blah blah. Okay. Now let's take a look at this rules inserts real quick here, and then we will move on to what you're really looking for, which is the cards. We've got the Elf deck, little strategy inserts, Inventors deck, and a little bit of flavor here. I'm actually going to take a second to read this when we're done. Everyone's all griping about Elves versus Inventors. That's not a thing. That was a thing on Mirrodin, just so you know. Okay. Not everyone's been playing that long. Not everyone knows that. Let's bust this thing open. Who's that? Also disappointing. I prefer the spin down dice when they come with the new set symbols, especially in like pre-releases and whatnot, but these box sets too. This just has the generic Magic the Gathering symbol. I mean, it's not like this is the most awesome set symbol I've ever seen, but still. Would have been nice. Alright, we've got our spin down dice. I'm going to put them over here where you can still see them. Still in frame. And right out the gate, let's talk about the main eventer here. Probably the reason you picked this up. It's the foil alternate art Azuri Renegade Leader. In my opinion, the best elf tribal commander in all of Elder Dragon Highlander. He weaponizes mana production. So all you have to do is fill your deck with tons and tons and tons of mana production. Play him when you've reached a critical mass of mana, and then swing in for the win. You don't even attack with him. You just play him when you've got a critical mass of mana. Awesome that you get a foil version of him with a new legendary frame and its alternate art. So just as an example, I'm gonna take the to show you the playables. I'm gonna take my regular Azuri Renegade Leader. Let's see if I can squeeze both of these in frame so that you can see them side by side. real quick here. Not quite, but that's pretty close. I'm going to take my regular one out. I've taken the sleeve over here. And I am going to replace in my Azuri deck. This is my new Bling Commander, which is pretty sweet. That's just straight value right there. But on top of that, we've got foil alternate art Goblin Welder. Classic card. Couldn't get foils for less than $50 before. And that is actually a key piece of my Brea Ethereum Shaper deck. So I'm going to just pull some cards off the top of Brea here. Let's see, Faithless Looting and Goblin Welder right there at the top. It's almost like I have this set up just for me to stream the unboxing. I'm going to go ahead and put this in right now. Let's see if I can put these up here as clip sleeves. Beautiful stuff. All right. So that's going right into my Brea deck. And opening the first duel deck up. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this off frame, toss this. My wife's going to find that later. And let's go through the cards in the Elf deck. And then I'm going to just line up the value right here. So in the Elf deck, we have Dwynen, Gilt-Leaf, Dane. And this card is absolutely awesome in Commander. It's not worth a whole lot, but it's got the new legendary card frame, and it looks great. I'm going to replace my Dwynen in my existing Commander deck. Yes, Lord of the Rings sleeves for my Elf Tribal deck. I thought it was on flavor. And put this over here. And that just goes to show you the absolute value of this box set, this product. We have Elvish Archdruid with the new alternate art, which I think looks absolutely phenomenal. Got a little bit of shadow going in the lighting here. Let's see if that improves it. And just so you can contrast, pulling it right out of my EDH deck. Take a look at these guys side by side. Same card, new alternate art. I definitely want to run the alternate art in one of my favorite EDH decks. You know what I'll do is I'm just going to line them up side by side. The value you're getting out of these decks, and you can see the number of playables that are legitimately in my EDH decks. And these are good EDH decks. They've been featured on my channel before. If you've been following me on YouTube and you enjoy my content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. We have a deck tech for Azuri. And we also built this Brea deck live. I'm still playtesting it. I don't have a deck tech, but it's got many, many infinite combos in it. We've got Gladeheart Cavalry, which is nice. I don't think it's as good as the other cards we've been looking at. We've got Regal Force is a card that sees legacy play. And I'm going to put that in my Elf Tribal deck. Was recently reprinted in Eternal Masters. So it doesn't carry a lot of financial value with it. But right there, you've got another playable card in case you don't already have one. So we've got 2 copies of Sylvan Advocate. Card was good in Standard. I don't run it. Yeah, this is good for now. And we've got a copy of Talara's Battalion, which is a pretty decent card. I think I'm running this in my Rurik Thar EDH deck. It's solid. It's a good playable. Yeva, Nature's Herald, is absolutely awesome. Totally underrated. For the same CMC as a Videlkin Orrery, and really only about 75 cents, you get that effect for your creatures in green. And that's super powerful. You can flash her into play. She's a 4/4 body, a little bit more fragile because she can be affected by board wipes, but I never seem to have enough of these around. And that awesome new frame on Yeva. Very exciting stuff. Great playable here. Oran Reef of the Vastwood is another absolute awesome playable in this strategy, and almost any +1/+1 counter strategy. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that into my EDH deck. I had one in here before. I don't know what I did with it, but boom. And Elvish Aberration is another card I'm super stoked about. Great for cube play. And what else do we have over here? Let's just put these in the playables pile and toss this stuff off screen because I don't care. I don't care about that one. Fierce Empath. Also recently reprinted in Masters 25. You just never have enough of these for EDH, especially if you're someone like me and you've got like 35, pushing 40 decks now. You never have enough of these lying around. So this is a great tutor to get your bombs out of your green decks. And Elvish Mystic, which I legitimately run in my Azuri Renegade Leader Elf Tribal deck. And I will swap 1 for 1 right now. Another Elvish Mystic. That's 2 copies. Elvish Vanguard is a playable EDH card. I personally will be swapping this out for Marwyn when Dominaria comes out. She comes in the Planeswalker decks, so it's guaranteed if you want one, you can get one. Elvish Vanguard, recently reprinted in Eternal Masters. So it's not worth a whole lot, but it's a powerful ability for you to go tall if you wanted to. And let's see if we got any other value cards in this particular deck. Oh, Coast Tusker. Recently reprinted in Masters 25. Really good in your cubes. And Jagged Scar Archers is also frickin' awesome in EDH, allowing you to go tall and at the same time get repeatable creature removal, which you definitely can make use of in EDH. That's in mono green EDH, you just don't have a whole lot of creature removal. So that is an awesome option. And another thing I love about this is this product actually comes with creature tokens. So many products do not come with the creature tokens you need. And it drives me nuts when I take it out of the box. I want to play it against my wife, against friends, and we don't have everything we need there to be able to enjoy it. This, on the other hand, does. So I'm pretty stoked about that. We'll just throw that in the playables pile. Toss this stuff. And another... I will take out Drove of Elves, which is a little bit of a suboptimal card that was already in the deck, and put in Jagged Scar Archers. And I will take out my existing copy of Tranquil Thicket. Cycling lands. Cycling lands are so important in a deck like this because you are going to be burning through the number of cards, so many cards that you don't want to get stuck with a dud card in hand. So being able to have cycling lands in a deck like this, super, super, super valuable. So right now, just going through the 2 premium foils and the elf deck, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's not count the tokens. Although you'll wind up using them. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Hold on, there should be 2 copies of Jagged Scar Archers and another Tranquil Thicket. So that's 18 playables already. That's a lot of value there. And we're just getting warmed up. Now let's take a look at the Inventors deck. And what I like about this deck is it really introduces newer players to a style of artifact matters strategy that was a thing back in Scars of Mirrodin, but that was many years ago. And a lot of newer players just don't have access to that same sort of aristocrats type strategy with artifacts. So I'm really stoked about this style of gameplay. So we've got 2 copies of Pia Nalar with the new legendary border. I don't run them in anything right now. It's a decent card, but it's more exciting to have that new legendary border. But here's the most valuable reprint in the box set, Darksteel Plate, an absolute staple in Commander. If you're looking to protect creatures, if you're looking to Voltron up for any reason, this is the best card for it. A little bit more expensive than, say, like a Lightning Greaves, but it protects against board wipes on the other hand. So it's also difficult to remove itself because it has Indestructible. Very, very good card. Runs about $6 right now. I'm not running it in these 2 decks in particular, but I am running it in many, many other decks. And then we've got Mirror Battlesphere, which, let's just set this stuff aside right now and pull. Mirror Battlesphere is in my Brea deck. I will go ahead and pull that out and put the new one in just for effect. Another just absolute bomb, super easy to combo with in EDH. Absolutely worth having as many copies as you can around because you're going to get so much value out of it. Scuttling Doom Engine is actually a card I needed because it combos so super well with Bryon Stoutarm, also just reprinted in Masters 25, and I'm putting that deck together. I'm going to do a Boros week where we put together wild and crazy Boros decks in honor of Fire Speaker and the new Buy a Box exclusive promo in Dominaria. Fire Speaker and Thopter Assembly, also great in Bryon Stoutarm. And really in almost any commander deck, it's an absolute staple. You never have enough of these around. Thopter Assembly is great, especially for Brea, because it's part of a 2-card infinite turn combo with Time Sieve. So this with alternate art looks absolutely spectacular and is great playable. Okay. Temple of Affinity or Epiphany is just another great dual land. Yeah, it enters the battlefield tapped, but you get that additional scry ability. So if you're already tapped out on your shock lands, on your fetch lands, on your high value lands, then this is a really good alternative. And new alternate art, no less. So just add that to the playables. In fact, I think I was going to add it to this deck. Or not. That's fine. Shivan Reef is just another absolutely awesome playable. You never have enough of these around. It's a pain land. Pain lands are really, really good. They don't enter the battlefield tapped, and yes, they do ping you if you tap them for colored mana, but they also tap for a dedicated colorless mana, which ever since Oath of the Gatewatch is effectively a tricolor land that doesn't enter the battlefield tapped. Very, very powerful stuff. Really solid choice for your EDH decks. Ethereum Sculptor, solid card. I don't think I'm running it in Brea right now, but definitely goes in the playables category. Trinket Mage, EDH staple. Treasure Mage, Tron staple. Trophy Mage, EDH staple. 2 Ethereum Sculptors, which are always good to have around. Two Ecor Wellsprings, just an absolute awesome value card, allowing you to immediately replace itself, populate your board with artifacts, and then gain card advantage by sacrificing them, using them as a resource later. Filigree Familiar is along the lines of Sad Robot in a lot of ways. A lot of people run him beside Sad Robot. I personally don't think he's quite that good, but he is extremely, extremely powerful. He's a good pickup for this deck. Here we've got 5 more Thopter tokens. Also great for Brea because she makes Thopters. Shrapnel Blast. If you're just learning Magic the Gathering, you will consistently be amazed with the power of Shrapnel Blast. It's basically Goblin Grenade for your artifacts that you can also cast at instant speed. Super, super value burn spell. Speaking of value burn spells, Galvanic Blast is a shock that if you have Metalcraft, that's 3 artifacts in play, it actually becomes a better Lightning Bolt, dealing 4 damage instead. Great in Pauper, absolutely awesome in other burn decks. All right. Well, that's it for today. If you enjoy our content, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Metagame Mastery. Peace.